Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Monday, the first day of February. Here we go. Today we're going to tackle that topic about hard cheeses and whether you should wait 6 hours after eating them. I want to warn you in advance, there's a lot of debate about this, and we won't have a conclusive answer for you. Sorry. Here goes. There are many poskim who say that you should wait after eating hard cheese, just like you wait after eating meat. So if you had hard cheese, you'd wait a certain amount of time, which we'll tell you in just a second, before going on to eat meat. There are some great rabbis who say after eating hard cheese, all you'd have to do is just rinse out your mouth. Other rabbis say 1 hour of waiting necessary, and other rabbis say 6 hours of waiting is necessary. What kind of cheese would be considered hard, such that you would have to wait 6 hours after eating it before eating meat? So, according to some rabbis, it's if a cheese was aged for 6 months or more, then it starts to get a fatty residue, and then it's treated like meat, and it would need 6 hours waiting before going on to eating meat after that hard cheese. Others say that no, it has to do with texture. You just look at the texture and whether it's hardened or not. If you're not sure, and this is going to happen to you, I don't know if my cheese is called hard cheese or not, so I'm sorry, here's where it gets confusing. If you have a doubtful cheese, and you say, well, if it's hard, I guess I'll wait, but I don't know if it's called a hard cheese. So some rabbis are lenient about that kind of cheese, and some are strict. You see why this is getting a little complicated? In the end, I'm going to tell you that if there's a certain hard cheese that you know that's part of your routine, speak to your rabbi about it and see what he wants you to do. That's going to be the ending, I got to tell you that. American cheese, the kind that we have here in America, all sliced, that's for sure not considered a hard cheese, so you could be calm about that one. You definitely don't have to wait any time after eating that. You just do the usual, which is rinsing your mouth in that way that we described earlier in a previous halacha, but no waiting is necessary after American cheese. Yellow cheese, the Israeli style, which is kind of like the American equivalent of that sliced American cheese. So that yellow cheese of Israel, most poskim say no, you don't have to wait after that either. It's not really called a hard cheese. Some say that when the hard cheese, if it is hard, but it's melted into other foods, then you're allowed to be lenient and you don't have to consider it a hard cheese anymore. Some say that spreadable Swiss cheese, that's not considered a hard cheese anymore because once it's made into spreadable, so it's not really considered hard anymore. The hard cheeses that were melted not into a food but onto the top of another food, like let's say hard cheese melted onto a piece of toast, that might be still considered hard cheese according to some rabbis because it's not melted into other foods, it's melted onto other foods. And I got to tell you that most of the rabbis say that most of the commercial cheeses of today are not considered aged cheeses, and therefore there could be room for leniency. So like I warned you in the beginning, the ending is going to be that if there's a certain very hard cheese or very aged cheese that you think might be questionable, speak to your rabbi about that particular cheese, because some cheeses still today might have this rule, but many don't fall under the rule. So the many that don't fall under the rule of hard cheese needing waiting, you would not have to wait after eating them. So speak to your rabbi about that special hard cheese that you eat and just double check on it before, so you'll know how to proceed and whether you're going to have to wait after eating that. Sorry, but it is a non-conclusive situation. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.